Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's CITI program webinar. Today's topic is Being Creative When Applying the IRB Exemptions, Part 2, and it is presented by Mr. Jaime Hernandez. Jaime Hernandez is the founder and the Chief Consulting Officer of Practical Ethics Research Solutions. In his more than 20 years in the field of research ethics and compliance, Jaime has served as IRB Administrator, IRB Reviewer, investigator submitting to the IRB, educator, and federal regulator.
Today, we aim to understand the difference between primary and secondary research. We also aim to closely inspect the requirements for exemption 4, 7, and 8. Those are 3 exemptions that are applicable to secondary research. And then we're going to find some flexibilities in applying those exemptions. And finally, we're going to identify some flexibilities in implementing the new broad consent. The regulations don't have a definition for the term secondary research. I have said earlier that when the regulations don't provide a definition for a term, it means that there are flexibilities on how to interpret this term. However, there's not much flexibility anymore on how to interpret the term secondary research for 2 main reasons. First, while not explicitly defining the regulation, this is a term commonly used in science to mean one thing, one type of research, and not other interpretations of that term. The best thing about broad consent, of course, is that you can conduct multiple future studies with using only a single consent form, right? Also, broad consent can be obtained virtually anytime. Anytime that you interact with people for non-research purposes, you go ask them for consent to use that information or biospecimens in future research. For example, let's say that you are obtaining study-specific consent for a study that involves the primary collection of materials. At that time, when you're obtaining informed consent for one study, you can ask for broad consent to use the same materials in an identifiable form in the future in another study.
And finally, I invite everyone to review our content offerings regularly as we are continually adding new courses and webinars that may be of interest to you all.